Friends are temporary, family is forever. That's a quote that reminds me of WWE Superstar Owen Hart, and may he rest in peace. Today's episode is about how Owen Hart put his family first. As any other superstar, he was the 12th of 12 children. Famous Hart family, Stu Hart, his brother Brett, brothers-in-law, British Bulldog, and Brett and Jim D'Anville Neidhart. That's how famous they were. But this time of the day, there weren't a lot of famous superstars who put their families first. And Owen Hart fits that description perfectly. He had a wife and two kids. And this is a guy who I don't think a lot of people expect to be a family man. Everyone knew what a great guy Owen Hart was, what a great sport, what a great athlete, what a great husband, father. That's what described Owen Hart. Owen Hart made a promise to his family that his family comes first, and that's what he's done. There were some matches that he decided to change schedule. I saw this show, Dark Side of the Ring, where his son Oates said when there was ever a train show, because his son loved trains, he would reschedule a match so he could spend time with him, whether it was his son or daughter's birthday or holidays. He always was that type of man who was with his family. It also was mentioned that he planned to retire early. He wanted to be there for his kids, waiting for them to grow up, waiting for them to have a good time, waiting for everything to just be planned out. And that's what he really was about. So that's one thing that we all knew about Owen Hart, and maybe the rest of you didn't know. A lot of people are talking about how superstars put their careers on the line. Owen Hart was one of those people, one of the greatest wrestlers of all time. He even put his family in wrestling storylines, from being the Blue Blazer, who was a heroic man and a big face, while they're turning heel, making himself the jealous little brother of Bret the Hitman, which was one great storyline, which ended up in WrestleMania 10. That was one heck of a match. Same match that was with Razor Ramon and Shawn Michaels, but that's going to be a different story for another time. That led him from being himself to becoming someone we did not expect. So at the same time, we see how he was right around the corner, how he was there for his family when they ever needed him. He always knew, he always told his family where he ever was in case they needed him. He was always there. He always had a good time. He wanted to be the best father, best husband, best son he could ever be, which I don't see in a lot of wrestlers. A lot of wrestlers are good parents and good husbands and everything, but Owen Hart put his family way before everything. So that's what family means to me, which led until his sad death, which I will be talking about in probably in the near future. So you might want to stick out for that one. So the thing I want to talk about to you is the Hart family. So the Hart family started off with Stu Hart, who was in Canada, owner of Stampede Wrestling. Created the Hart Dungeon, where it's really famous for like Tyson Kidd, Natalia, Davey Boy Smith. Lots of people actually came from Hart Dungeon. It's actually privately owned by the family, so sadly it's not open to the public. The thing about Owen Hart, though, from the Hart Dungeon is that he was the first one to pass by. So being the youngest, it made him the first graduate in some sorts. So that's what wrestling meant to Owen. But also for Owen, it meant love. He met his wife Martha at the age of 15. They began dating. That was true love, because after Owen died, she has not remarried. So that means that they are really that special to each other. So that's a good thing. If you love someone with all your heart, you really stick by it, and that's what Martha did to Owen. And she has not remarried since. She still carries on his last name. She still has everything. She has a foundation named after him. She's still trying to find a way. She's still trying to find a way and find out why her husband died, which, like I said before, I'm going to be doing a live stream on that pretty in the near future, pretty soon. So you might not want to miss out on that one. And the thing about Owen Hart is that how he became a family man. He actually did put his career in there too. Became a four-time WWF Tag Team Champion, Intercontinental Champion, European Champion. Everything he did, he attributed to his family, and was also known as the 1994 King of the Ring, which he made himself the King of Hearts, and that was a good gimmick for Owen Hart when he was the King of Hearts. And then Bret would also be King of the Ring. But no one ever won the King of the Ring better than Owen Hart, and no one won a lot of Slammy awards than Bret Hart. So that's a good thing. He has a son, Oj, his daughter, Athena. They were always a part of his life. He wanted to be the best father he could ever be. He was trying to be the best brother he could ever be for his siblings, Bret and David and Ross and Smith. There's so many. There are 12 children, so I don't think I'd be able to name them all. But anyway, what Owen did, it was define family. He was the definition of family. Everyone has a good time with family, but Owen made family his big priority. And when you make a family a big priority, it's going to get you everywhere. It's going to make you succeed in life. And that's what Owen was all about. He became a family man. He put his family in the line. He put his family before everything else. He even put his family before him. The thing was that the character he was in the ring stayed in the ring. When he was outside of the ring, he was a man, he was a father, he was a man who would put his life for his children and his wife. And I could see that through his eyes, even though I wish I would have seen him wrestling. But I've seen Bret Hart before, I've seen him before. And he said that Owen was one heck of a man, and that if he was still alive today, I'm going to be honest with you. If Owen was still alive today, I think he would be a Hall of Famer by now. But at the same time, he wanted not to be recognized as a great wrestler, but to be recognized, as an ordinary person. And like I said before, he wanted to be a early retiree. He wanted to be with his family. But to be honest, he's had one heck of a career, and that is a Hall of Fame career. Which, to be honest, is something that will really need to be counted on, really noticeable, something that everybody wants to watch, everybody wants to see. And that's what Owen Hart did as a wrestler. But when he became a family man, I've seen a lot of people. I've seen Brett describe it. I've seen Jim the Anvil Neidhart describe it. I've seen British Bulldog, Davey Boy, Natalia, Tyson Kidd. Everyone's saying how good of a man Owen Hart was, especially his wife, Martha, who was the love of his life. And they did everything together. They never disagreed on things. They might have in the past, but that's I don't live in their life, so that's not something I know very well about. But at the same time, it's something good, because when people think about Owen Hart, all they think about is the time he died and how he was Brett's brother, and how he became the King of the Ring. I just want to bring more about how he was as a family man, because my broadcast APW talk is not going to be a lot about how they have had normal lives. I'm talking about their impacts on people, about their childhood, early memories, what caused them to be, one of the greatest superstars, and what made them want to be who they are today. And that's all they were. That's what they wanted to be. And that dream became a reality, but at the same time, he put his dream aside outside of the ring to become a dad, because that's who he was. That was the definition for Owen Hart. And may Owen Hart rest in peace. His death was so unexpected. I'll be talking about that probably, like I said, probably in the near future. That's a live stream you might not want to miss. So that is something that I'll be talking later on. But at the same time, Oj has been declared. I mean, there were people inspired by Owen Hart. Kevin Owens, that's his wrestling name. He has a son named Owen, named after Owen Hart. So Owen Hart has impacted a lot of people just besides being a wrestler. He's impacted a lot of people as a father, as a husband, as a son, as a brother. as a brother-in-law, son-in-law. Um, that's how good Owen Hart was of a human being. And we all know that if he was still alive today, he would still be doing the same things and he would still be doing it to the best of his ability. I would have loved to see how far Owen Hart would have gone. Maybe he could have been WWE champion, United States champion. I mean, he's been in the Continental and European, so I'm probably sure that he would have had a successful career if he was still alive today. Being a tag team partner with Yokozuna, may he also rest in peace. He died a year later after Owen. But he put his family on top. How did he put his family on top? Because he cared about them. He cared about the business, but he cared more about who he was with, and that was his family. His family was the reason he was pretty much around. That's all we know about Owen. Owen wasn't that type of guy who was like, I'm gonna wrestle and then check on my family. He was like, okay, I'm gonna check on my family, give them a couple calls, and we'll see where it goes from there. So that's Owen Hart for you, and that's pretty much what I've known so far, and what I pretty sure no, it's not gonna be like one of those people that are saying that just because he was a family man, he doesn't do a lot in the ring, and how everything he did was for his family. That the checks coming in was to support his family for food and shelter. That's something that Owen Hart was all about. And in conclusion, that's how he put his family first, and that's how he became a true family man that a lot of us don't see. So until next time, this is APW. Tomorrow, I'm going to be talking about the famous Von Erich family, like I talked about in my first episode of Gorgeous Gino. Only Kevin Von Erich is the only survivor of the brothers. Was it a curse, or was there something in their life that they try to hide? Until next time, this is APW Wrestling. Have a nice day. Peace out.